Hey, welcome back to Pokesoo Channel and the Guitar Ladder System. I'm actually using one of these Oscar Schmidt's. I think it's OE40. This one's kind of a rare one though. It's got no center seam in the back, so the back is one big large piece of wood, which is rare, and I think it adds to the tone. And I don't see a center seam in the top either. This is a guitar I just kind of want to use. I'm not really selling it, but I have a new kind of offering, and a lot of people have taken advantage of the guitar ladder system, but I know life is expensive, so a couple $100 is tricky for some people. So I'm going to make the guitar ladder system $149 for the next month to help more people get involved. Now this is going to be for 100 studies. I don't send them all at once. I send them a little bit at a time because it's more effective that way. So I'm going to send them a little bit at a time, chart and video, 100 studies, $149. You can just PayPal the money to stevezook7@yahoo.com. On my Steve Zook guitars, and I'm really not doing a whole lot of guitar selling anymore. I'm mostly focusing on some other business ventures and the guitar ladder system. So, if you need more information on the guitar ladder system, you can call me or email me. My email is stevezook7@yahoo.com. That's STEVEZOOK7, not spelled out, yahoo.com, or pokesoo@gmail.com. But you're going to get 100 studies. I'm not going to send them all at once. And the guitar ladder system is probably the most difficult thing I've ever had to explain, but it's really about waking up and creating your musical mind, because you need to have new neural pathways. Everything you ever look at, talk about, hear is stored in your subconscious mind. So if you store the right things in your subconscious mind, your own subconscious mind can begin to start to piece things together. And that's why it's so important. My chordal studies, the main thing that's going to cause the most growth is your chordal studies, learning about tension and resolution, different systems of improvisation. But I do this on a right brain, more subconscious level. I'm not going to talk about theory for an hour and a half, and I'm not saying it's not good to know some of that stuff, but it can really get in the way. So that's why my chordal studies are so important. Like even cycle 1, the thing is that if you are kind of stuck, because improvisational skills are the fertile soil of compositional skills. Even if you're not trying to go pro or whatever, you just want to grow more as a musician. That's where the real joy is learning and growing. And by learning more about chordal studies, I'm 66. I studied with Joe Pass for a while when I was about 22, and he said if you really want to make some huge musical growth, get into chordal improvisation and broaden your improvisational skills. But the thing is, that's why it's so important to always be inputting new information into your subconscious mind, because even then when you're sleeping, you'll start assimilating the information. Your own subconscious mind will take this study and compare it to this study and compare it to this study. That's why I get emails from people all the time that say, Steve, I've been working your guitar ladder system for, I don't know, it varies. Some people will say after a month or 2 months or 2 weeks or 4 months. It just depends. Everybody's different. But they'll say, Steve, I've been working your guitar ladder system for a while, and all of a sudden I'm starting to play things and come up with ideas. I have no idea where they came from, and the idea almost just pops out, and that's because you're inputting the right information. So that's why it's so important to always be inputting new information. So like for instance, just as a little example for today, 13 connects 13 to 9. These are dominant chords. Dominant, of course, has the flat 7. A little higher tension. So dominant 13 connects dominant 9. 13 to 13 flat 9 to a bichord. Isn't that a beautiful chord? That's a minor 7 and a major 9 at the same time. So it's always good to keep inputting new information. Here's another one. Here's a non-root 13. And this chord is like a 9, it's like a major 9-6, but it's got a flat 13 in it, and it's got the 3 in it, but it's got the 6 at the the 7. So you get that. But I'm probably not going to do this a whole hell of a lot longer because I've got some other business projects. But like I said, if you want to really wake up your musical mind and you want to discover your own musical point of view, and just as I know it sounds corny, but just get more joy out of playing guitar, and discover some of your unique musical point of view that you'll come up with once you start inputting the right information. It's almost like if you had little data banks of information. That's why I always tell my students, when you're practicing something, move it around the fretboard. If you're going major 13 to 7 sharp, 5 sharp 9, then do that. Move that chromatically, because every time you do that, your subconscious mind is actually recording that and how it sounds in a different location of your guitar. And then when you're not even playing guitar, you could be sleeping or taking a shower, anything, your subconscious mind is piecing together the different studies. That's why all the different studies have different systems involved in them, and you don't need to have a theoretical discussion whether it's symmetry, intervallic, secondary dominant, flat 5 subs, diatonic. Diatonic, by the way, only goes so far. It's very, very limited, and great improvisation and composition combines a variety of different approaches to writing music, and really it comes out of the heart. It's a gift from the universe. But these unique musical ideas that are buried in your subconscious can't come out if you haven't exposed them to the different variables involved in creating music. That's why my studies are so important. Like with cycle 1, you're learning about major 7 connects diminished, minor 7 connects diminished. And everything is gonna, here's a nice one, bichord to a major 13. That's a major 13 flat 5. See, that has a real nice sound. So everything that you learn when you're not even, that's why it's important too not to marry a genre. If you say, oh, I'm just a jazz guitar player, or I'm just a flamenco player, or I'm just a country player, whatever, the best musicians, my best example I can think of is Eric Johnson. If you listen to some Eric, spend an hour listening to some variety of Eric Johnson's music. I mean, he really spent the time to study improvisation and different styles of music to get that fertile soil to create with. So I don't know if I have a PayPal buy now button right now for the $149 one. I'll do that today if I have time, but if not, you can always just send me $149 to my PayPal, which is stevezook7@yahoo.com, STEVEZOOK, the number 7 not spelled out, at yahoo.com, or send me an email and I'll send you an invoice. But if I have a lot of people on the fence that really want to jump into the guitar ladder system. They can tell that it's something they could use. They're kind of stuck. They want the opportunity to grow. But the $199 is a little more than life is expensive. I get it. Believe me, I get it. So I'm going to do, for the next 30 days, I'm going to do $149. It's going to be 100 studies. I don't send it all at once. It's not effective that way. But it's all about waking up your musical ear, or as I like to put it, seeding your musical ear, because all the studies are different. Here's one of the studies here. That's they all use different, whether it's common tone, like I said, whatever. But there's nothing better than evolving on guitar. I just got this guitar yesterday. I really like it. Come down, diminish. Ted Green. We get the 13 on the side of your finger. But anyway, if you really want to grow, I mean, I've had students that in a year made the kind of progress that should have taken them 8 or 9 years. I'm not making this up, guys, because the guitar ladder system is just as much about me studying the conscious and subconscious mind and the way we learn, the way we absorb information, the way you can take a quantum leap. It's just as much about that as it is the information. Because a lot of musical studies is really in a box, and if you train your subconscious mind to think inside of a box, it has trouble processing on its own, and the subconscious mind is so powerful. So that's why it's so important to let you kind of let your ear learn, wake up your musical ear, and not. I mean, there's great guitar players like Wes Montgomery that never. I mean, sure, he knows what a major 7 chord is, but he never got hung up in a bunch of theory. He used his musical ear and improvisation to grow. Joe Pass even told me, I studied with him for a while. Joe Pass even said that he keeps music really simple. He goes major and minor. That's it. But it's about waking up your musical ear. So that's so important. Whether you're doing partials. I know I'm doing this real slow. It's all about waking up your musical ear. And sure, chord melody is a fun thing to do. If you're into chord melody and jazz, the guitar ladder system is a must-have. But it's really for intermediate to advanced players, and it's for people. You got to keep an open mind though, and you have to trust your own musical ear. But anyway, here's 4 chord, which is 4 chords are like part of chordal harmony. They're perfect fourths put together. This one, like these are perfect fourths, but then there's a major third on the top. But see how nice the 4 chord goes with the 13 flat 9. And like I said before, when you do something that works, do it. Because every time that you do a new type of tension and resolution, it's recorded in your subconscious mind. And that's why people that have been working on the guitar ladder system just say to me, man, Steve, I'm coming up with... I've had students that have written some of the most incredible things, and these people didn't even have much natural talent. I really believe the guitar ladder system can actually augment your natural or augment your lack of natural talent, because it just wakes up the musical ear, and it's an incredible thing. But like for the next 30 days, I'll do 149 for 100 studies, and you're really going to get a lot out of it. Major 13, 7 sharp, 5 sharp, 9, 13, 9, 13. Shade to major 13 flat 5. See the difference in the dominant chords have the flat 7. The major 13 flat 5 doesn't have the flat 7. See what a nice sounding chord. What a great. I don't see that chord used a lot. I don't know why. It has a very nice. Hear that nice color? You can also do it like this. See here I've got the root, the flat 5, the 7, the 3, and the 13. So it's kind of very similar to that form. Sometimes just coming down chromatically and building a chord around it is good too. Anyway, so if you're interested in the $149 for 100 of the guitar ladder system studies, you're going to get a lot out of it. You're going to have a lot of growth, but you got to expose your subconscious mind to new harmonic territory, and that's what we do. So you can, if you want me to send you a PayPal invoice, and there's all kinds of information online on my YouTube channel. Just put in guitar ladder system. If you want to hear some of my original music, go to Steve Zook 1 and then dot, not D-O-T, Steve Zook, the number 1 dot. Bandcamp.com. Listen to some of my stuff. If you need more credibility, go to Vintage Guitar Magazine online. Put in Steve Zook. It's just vintageguitar.com. Put in Steve Zook. Read the review of my CD by Mr. Steven Stone. Folks, I know what I'm doing. Music and guitar is my life, and I really feel good about helping people progress a lot quicker. Nothing feels better than growing as a musician and an artist, and even if you're just going to do it for your own satisfaction. But you'll grow a lot quicker and a lot deeper if you have the guitar ladder system material. So anyway, if you want me to send you an invoice, send me an email, stevezook7@yahoo.com. That's STEVEZOOK, the number 7 @yahoo.com. And just always be evolving, I like the sound of these partials. But yeah, this is really a nice sounding guitar. This made by Washburn. Partials have such a nice sound. But yeah, I don't really want to sell this guitar. It's got that kind of Pat Martino sound. Yeah, this one has the one piece back and one piece top, and it's got some weight to it, which I love. It has an absolutely gorgeous jazzy tempo. But again, the guitar ladder system is not just a jazz guitar course, it's an improvisational course. So if you want to learn to improvise, discover your own unique musical point of view, and if you want to shave years off your progress, and I've just dropped the price for 30 days to $149. If you can always call me too if you want. I'm on the phone a lot, so you may need to leave a voicemail. But my suggestion is to follow your hunch. You know, invest the $149. You're going to have some tremendous growth. You'll enjoy your guitar a lot more, and you'll make a lot more progress and shave years off your progress. All right, folks, take care. Let's all stay positive. The world's a bit crazy right now, but let's stay positive. See you.